Om Sri Sai Ram. Pranams at the divine lotus feet of our beloved Bhagwan Baba. Thanking you all for joining for today Seva Organization, Goa Youth Wing, inviting one and all for today's session of Sai Anubhuti, episode 21. His experiences and leelas with Swami going to be shared by our beloved brother Dr. I.R. Patil. It is my privilege and honor to introduce our brother, and today Dr. I.R. Patil. He was born on 10th August 1977 Kalloli, which is located in Gokak Taluk, Belgaum. He has completed his primary school education from first standard to fourth standard in the same village government school. After that, he joined Swami's in Mudanahalli, Satyasai Sevagram, and completed his 5th to 10th standard over there. Then 11th and 12th standard he has completed in JSS College, Gokak. After that, he has pursued his bachelor in naturopathy and yogic science at Sri Dharmasthala Manjunadeshwar College, Dharmasthala. Today, I can say only one word about our beloved brother Dr. I.R. Patil. I know him close to for about a decade, and he is named as Silent Saver of Satyasai Seva Organization, Margao. He is known for his humility and simplicity. Today, we are going to experience Swami's love through him by knowing his experiences and leelas with Swami. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity, and now I hand it over to our beloved I.R. Patil to take it forward. Sai Ram.
Sai Ram. Om Sai Ishwaraya Vidmahe Satyadevaya Dhimahi Tanno Sarva Prachodayat. My humble pranams at the lotus feet of our beloved Lord Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba. Loving Sai Ram to my all dear brothers and sisters. As there is a saying in the among the Sai devotees, if one starts writing the experiences of devotees, then one required the sky as a paper and the whole ocean as a ink. Even that will not be sufficient. There are millions of experiences across the globe. My journey with Swami started in 1986. Even before that, in 1968, Swami came to our village. The name of the village is Kalloli, which is in Belgaum district. And in 1986, October 20th, few of the devotees in our village, even my father was a part of it. They started the Satya Sai Seva Samiti, and all these uh, devotees, they were very much interested in the spirituality, and also they want to bring the good changes among the villagers. Even my father, after completing his MBBS degree in 1974, he started his clinic in the village, in the small village, as per the wish of my grandfather, who was also a freedom fighter. And his aim was there to provide the affordable health services to the villagers. And he also took a major role in starting the school and college in our village. And today he is 75 years, still he practices every day, even during the pandemic. Now coming back to my journey in 1986, I was studying in 4th standard. Myself, my father and my sister, we had gone to Puttaparthi. In those days in the Puttaparthi, all the devotees were used to sit on the sand. Still I remember those days. I used to sit on the sand and I used to keep playing till Swami comes for the giving the darshan. And after the darshan, my and my sister, then we used to go back of the mandir. There was a shopping complex where there was ice creams and the bakery shop and dry fruit shop. So we used to buy them, and then from there we used to go back to the room. This was our schedule for 1 week, and we stayed there for after staying 1 week in Puttaparthi. From Puttaparthi we went to Tirupati. Then from Tirupati we came back to my village and my house. Then in 1987, I joined the Mudenhalli school. Even joining the Mudenhalli school was a big surprise for our whole family. From my place, which is in Gokak, and the Mudenhalli, which is in Chikballapur Taluk, after in Kolar district, almost around 650 to 700 kilometers. In those days, even we never used to have an very good transport services. So after coming to know about an Mudenhalli school, myself and my father, we went for interview. And even the interview started, there used to be an written exams. And the exam started at morning 10 o'clock, but even we reached at 10:30. In spite of that, they allowed me to write the exams. And after writing the exams, then they take the interview. After the interview, then I was looking for the whole campus. They had a lot of games for the small children. And we stayed for till the evening. Then in the evening, we left from there and we came back to our village. After 15 days, we received my father received a call from the school saying that I have been selected for the 5th standard. Even still, I remember I was in my mama's house, and my father called me and asked me whether I am interested to go to the Mudenhalli. The first thing for my memory it came is that the games which I had seen when I had gone for the interview. So suddenly I said yes, I want to go for the school. Then I joined in 1987 for the 5th standard, and the days in Mudenhalli, I can say they were the golden days in my life. I stayed from 1987 to till 1993 and 94. Those 6 years, I had a lot of love from I experienced a lot of love from the teachers and the Swami. Few incidents I go through in our Mudenhalli school. In the school, our daily schedule used to start from the morning 5:30 with Suprabhatam, and then after the Suprabhatam at 6 to 7 there used to be games, and then 7 to 9 we used to have the breakfast and the bath, and after that from 9:30 to till evening 5 o'clock there used to be a school with an 1 hour gap for the lunch. And then again 5 to 6 the games, and 6 to 7 again in the evening prayers. After the prayers, then we used to have the studies till 9 o'clock. Then 9 o'clock, the dinner and the day used to uh, get end. This was our daily schedule. And during those 6 years, once in a year, we used to visit the Puttaparthi. I visited in those 6 years for the most of the festivals. Every year they used to select for one festival, and they used to take usually two classes, or maybe they used to combine the three classes. I had gone for to the Puttaparthi the most of the times in Christmas time and Gokulashtami and the sports event which happens in the month of January. And when we used to go to the Puttaparthi, we used to stay there for 1 week. And Swami used to show us a lot of love. And even my height was less. Even I used to feel that is my fortune, because most of the days I used to get an opportunity to sit in the front seat. So the Swami used to come to us, and he used to walk among the students, and he used to ask very simple questions like, and when did you come? And he used to use the most beautiful word Bangaru for the most of the students. And even he used to ask you whether you had a food, how is the hostel, in what standard you are studying. These are simple things he used to ask. And even I hope you may be remembering in those days, even the students and the children of the devotees, they used to celebrate the birthdays. So in those days, Swami used to usually in that time they used to give the chocolates, the small chocolates, if you can remember in those times. That chocolate, and all the days there used to be one or two birthdays either among the devotees or the students. So every day he used to come and throw the chocolates to us. And even if any devotees gives the sweets and all, they used to give us the sweets. And even sometimes some of the devotees used to give the like a pens and even the books, and sometimes even we got a gift from the Swami, the t-shirts and all. So almost all the 7 days he used to come and talk to us. There was a lot of love which the most of the students used to experience with the Swami. And even usually after 5 days, then the teachers used to tell us pay for the Swami to give us a permission to go back. But even the most of the students, we used to pray for the Swami to not to give the permission, so that we can stay for the more days. So these were the experiences when we used to visit the Puttaparthi. And in the school, we used to learn the lot of things regarding the moral values, and daily we used to have the explanation and the slokas of the Bhagavad Gitas and the Indian culture, and a lot of stories they used to tell us. And we also involve ourselves, the students, mainly in the Gram Sevas, because the Mudenali is a small village which is surrounded by the many small villages. In those days, most of the villages were very remote. So, and once in a month, we used to go to the villages to do the sevas. And our school, all the students, we used to have one opportunity during the time of Swami's birthday celebrations. During that time, our school used to get an opportunity to do the decoration in the Puttaparthi. But we never, they used to take for the celebrations only the higher standard students. So for us, they used to give the work of making garlands. So we used to make a lot of garlands during those birthdays, and used to send them from Mudenhalli to the Puttaparthi. And one more experience in the Mudenhalli which I cannot forget is that I hope many of you might have remembered Mr. Swami's devotee. His name is Halgappa, who was staying in Srirangapattan. The Swami had given him two pendants. One is of Swamis and the one is of Shirdi Sai Baba. Through those pendants, the Amrut used to come. And I was fortunate. His son, his name is Sai Ganesh. He was my classmate. So minimum once in a 6 months, or sometimes whenever his father he used to come to see him, we used to get and have the opportunity to taste the Amrut, which was the very wonderful taste. And we had also the one more experience in our Mudenali school is the Ganesh festival. We had like holidays for the Dasara and Diwali. We used to spend those festivals in our home, and then apart from that, we used to have a summer holiday. The one big festival we used to celebrate in our school is the Ganesh festival, because those 5 days, almost all these 5 days, we used to have the holidays, and all the days all the students has to do some dramas or some small skits or the songs. So it was for all the students, they have to do in those 5 days. So another thing is that only in those 5 days we had an opportunity to sleep till 7 o'clock, because all the days we have to the one thing the most of the students used to find is very difficult is that getting up in the morning. So only those 5 days we had an opportunity to sleep till 7 o'clock. That was everybody used to enjoy, because we used to have the dramas till late in the evening at 11, 12 o'clock. Then we used to go for the bed and used to get up 7 o'clock. So that was that Ganesh festival was the biggest celebration in our school. And also the Swami used to visit our school once in a year, and sometimes twice in a year. Most of the times he used to come to our Mudenali school in the month of February or the March, usually the March month. During the March month, most of you know that Swami used to like go from Puttaparthi to the Brindavan ashram. So during that time he used to visit our school, and when he visits our school, he used to stay with the students for 3 to 4 hours, and during that time he used to give the discourses, and most of the discourses used to be very simple topics, like what is the importance of why we have to give the respect to the parents, how we have to do the studies, and how fortune we are taking a birth in the in India, and why we have to follow the Indian culture. These are the simple topics which the students can understand. He used to talk, and he used to speak in the Kannada language. Also, the another very good experience in the Mudenali is the love of the teachers. The most of the teachers in Mudenahari school, I'm not aware about the other school, there used to be the brahmacharis. At least 80% of the teachers, they used to stay alone, and they never had they did not have the families. So all the teachers used to stay with us inside the campus. So all the 24 hours they used to show what the love a father can show to his children. Such a love they used to show to us. And I studied in Mudenali till 93, 94. I completed my 10th standard. I was there for the 6 years. After completing my Mudenali, then again I came back to my village, and then I started my 11th standard in Gokak. I can say from 94 to the second part of my journey starts from the 94 to 2008. One thing happened in these years is that after coming back to from the Mudenali, the lifestyle also completely got changed. Then just mingling with the friends, and then I started moving more with the friends, going for the movies, the parties. It was a different lifestyle started. I like and completely I during those time I forgot the Satya Sai Seva Samiti or even the Swami, and just I was leading a very normal, like how the one normal common man lead his life. And after I completed my BNMIS degree from Dharmastha Manjunatheshwar College in Ujre in 2001. After completion of my degrees, then I worked for a few months in Hubli. After working in Hubli, then in 2002, I came to the Goa. When I came to Goa, I started my own naturopathy and yoga center at Madgaon. Even many of my the teachers, means my seniors, advised me not to start it. It is the big like and very difficult to run such centers. But still, I started in 2002. Only I understood within a 6 months it is very difficult to run such centers. Usually these centers required a little bit bigger space and more manpower, and so I had the very big premises in Madgaon, and then a few staff. But it started after in 6 months it started becoming very difficult for me to maintain the place. But still I had made an investment, so I was slugging, because after completion my degree, even my father is a very strict. He said that one now it is a I have to look after myself. So it was a bit almost like, and it became a vicious circle for me. Whatever the small amount I earn, then I used to pay for the rent and give the salary to the staff. After that, most of the times I used to save nothing, and even many times I have to borrow the money from my family. So this went on for from 2002 to 2008. And during that time, because of this lot of stress, I developed a lot of health problems. In 2000, end of the 2008, I developed like a jaundice. Then I started having a severe dust allergy, and even I used to sit in front of the cold fan or the AC. Then I used to have a lot of sneezings, and even to some extent I developed the IBS, that is an irritable bowel syndrome. So even I was knowing that this is all just because of the stress and the lifestyle. End of the 2008 in August, in my daughter also born in 2008. At the end of the 2008, after means I couldn't go with the what I was doing it. So I gave up everything from Madgaon to Navilium. I started staying in a very small place. The beginning of the 2009, again I started looking for the divine's help in my life. During that time, the first book I read was the Living with Himalayan Masters, which was written by the Swami Rama. Reading that book, I became very like an confident that if there is a blessings of the divine master, anything can happen in this world. So then after when I have the confidence, then again I started looking for the Swami's help. The first thing it came to my mind is that whether how I can believe that Swami is going to help me or he's not going to help me, because that was the first question which was coming for me. Because even being a student of the Swami, I was knowing it's very difficult to go and speak to the Swami. So it is only either he has to come in the dreams or something. I have to feel the experience to make sure that he's going to help me, because that was the main thing which was going on all the time in my mind, because it was completely like my life became like completely disaster. and even I was staying alone. Because of my daughter born, so my wife was with her in her mother's home. So this was when all these things are going on. The one day I had been to Panjim. That was the first experience with Swami. I had been to Panjim to meet a friend, and after meeting him, then I was my all these thoughts were going on. I was sitting in the Maruti temple, which is on the right on the bus stand. Then the one strange thought came from, and it came from deep my heart, that there was an in the temple there was a calendar of Shirdi Sai Baba, and there was deep thought came is that before I reach my home, if I could see the Swami's portrait, then I believe that the Swami knows my problem and he will solve my problem. So this thought came from, and that was with a lot of pain and the emotion. So the moment this thought came, I sat for the few more minutes in the temple. The moment I came out from the temple, then I thought to go to the bus stand and catch the bus. The moment I came from the temple, then there was a one car came just in front of me and somebody got down. When he opened the door, I could able to see the on the dashboard the Swami's portrait. So I became so happy that, oh, the Swami knows my problem, so he's going to help me. So it happened in the month of in 2009, somewhere in the month of July or August. Immediately after this, then from the next week itself, I started going to the Samiti for the bhajans. Then all the weeks I started going, because even from the when I came to the Goa 2002 to 2008, most of the times our brother Venkatrao and Narayan Bai and our Padli Kaka, they used to come to my center and they used to tell you come for the bhajans, and they used to even give me the information of what is happening in the Samiti, all those information. But I was not very much interested in those days. So when I came when I started going to the 2009, even in the second week itself, even I got an opportunity to the Aarti to the Swami's portrait in the Vittal Mandir. But still in my mind, the thought was going on what happened in the Panjim, whether it is really happened or it is a coincidence. Sometimes that thought was going on, because really I was very much like an I had a lot of like problems with that all the what was happening. Then I hope you all maybe remember in 2009, the Madgaon Samiti conducted the global Akhand Bhajan in Jivattam Mat. Even I had attended, that was the first bhajan I attended after the 94. Then after completion in December 5th, still I remember December 5th, I went to Puttaparthi. Then after reaching the Puttaparthi in the morning, I reached around 10 o'clock. Then after reaching, then I thought to I stood in the line for the evening darshan. And almost I stood in the line in those days. In 2009, there used to be many devotees, and the Kulwant Hall used to get completely packed. And when I was running them, a lot of thoughts were going on inside my mind. First, I thought to write a letter to the Swami, but still I had a little bit of fear that whether Swami is going to take that letter or not. So then I dropped that idea. But when I was sitting in the line for waiting for to enter into the Sai Kulwant Hall, there was one strange thought came for me. The thought is that today, anyway, my plan was there to stay there in the Puttaparthi for one day. Today, if I could get an Amrut, then I really believe that Swami is going to help me and he is going to take care about my whole life. But still, anyway, during that time, even I was knowing that getting an Amrut is very difficult. Apart from the Sai Ganesh, who is the son of the Halgappa, I don't know anyone in whose house the Amrut comes. Even I was not, because of the long gap, I was not knowing anyone in the Puttaparthi also. When I went inside the hall, I got the second row. and I sat for the darshan. Swami came for the darshan. In front of me, there was one foreigner, and he started telling, started like a conversation with the Swami. So Swami stood there, and he stood for a more than a minute. And during that time, 2009, he used to come on the wheelchair. So when he was there the first time, even though I started my journey in 96, and I had been to many times the Puttaparthi, but in 2009, December the 5th, the first time I could feel the divine aura of the Swami, and I felt so good. After completing darshan, I had my dinner and I came to back to my shed. In the shed, I left my the because I hope you all remember, in the shed just we used to put an one bed sheet and we have to sleep there. So I was getting preparing for the sleep. On the left hand side of me, there was one devotee from the Maharashtra. He was also sharing his experience with the Swami. And after his experience, just I turned to the right side. There was another man whom I doesn't know. After him, I could see my senior who was studying with me in Mudenhalli. And after when he also saw me, then we started talking. Then the first thing he asked me, why you are not a part of the Sai organization, you are left completely. Then he said me that when you start again all these things back. Then I promised him that from now onwards I will be there. Then after the talk, then he said, I have met Sai Ganesh and I have got an Amrut from him, so I would like to share with you. So just when he said that one, the tears came on my eyes. Then really I felt that Swami really knows me what is happening in my life. It happened in 2009, and there was the last the incident where I used to doubt the Swami's help. So then I stopped the thinking or having any doubts from there onwards after that incident. Then I started regularly going for the bhajans and getting involved in all the Samiti activities. Because from at that time even I was not practicing, so I used to stay in the home, and the most of the activities I used to involve. Then it went for the next 4 years. In these 4 years, where I could come out of my completely out of my problem by 2012. It was I had a new house, and my practice also got improved, and I had a very good the businesses also. And even in 2010 also I had gone to the one more time for the Swami. Even in during that time also, I hope you all can see that one. It was in the month of May, or end of the May or June. The Swami used to come in even in those days in 2010 once or twice in a week. So it used to become we used to think whether Swami is going to come or not today, That was all the devotees used to have the feeling. Even I had gone even that time also just for 2 days with my wife. I thought to my wife, she has never had seen the Swami, so I thought to show her the Swami. I took her, and to our surprise, the day we went, we reached in the morning. 6 o'clock we reached, and 7 o'clock we, after taking shower, we went to the Sai Kulvanthal. And once after reaching that, it was then 7:30 we got inside the Kulvanthal. The most of the devotees thought that the Swami won't come today, so they left the place. So we got completely in the almost like a front row. And after sitting there, within a few minutes, Swami came out for the darshan. Even during that time, there was very few devotees, so we had a very good darshan of the Swami. Then we felt very happy, and we stayed for a day. And the next day, we left from the Puttaparthi. So now again the second thing arises. Then what happened for me between the 2009 to the 2021, in these 12 years? We also say in our spirituality, if we have the divine consciousness, then every moment of our life is a miracle. So that was the uh, feeling I had from the 2009 to 2021. Many times we had the Swami's experience. If I go through all those experiences, it may take another 2 hours for me. During the time of when my father had undergone the angioplasty, when my the daughter got an pneumonia, and even the very simple the situations also, the way we used to feel the Swami's experience. Even the Swami used to come sometimes in the dreams to give the solutions. Here in that, during this period, I'll go through the two experiences. The one is very simple experience that shows that how Swami takes care about and even the smallest thing. In 2013 it was, I had one patient from the Russia. He stayed with us for a more than 20 days, and he was in India for 6 months. So while going back to his country, he wants to weigh his the luggage because of the in the airport to know that how much his luggage weighs, because he had purchased many things in India. So he came to my, he was staying in Mobar, that is slightly away from the Varka, the place which I stay right now. And he came and he asked for the weighing machine. And he said that the same night he is going for the airport with his flight is at in the uh, early morning 4 o'clock. So 1 o'clock he will go from Mobar to airport. So while going itself, he will keep that weighing machine in front of my door or on the compound wall. Then I said to him, that is fine. And the next day morning I got up and I couldn't see the weighing machine. Just I inquired to my staff, his name is Manoj, even he was there with us for the Sai Seva. Then he said yes, he had come in the night and he kept the weighing machine on the compound wall, but I couldn't open the door, so I thought it to take it in the morning time. So but when we saw in the morning time, the weighing machine was not there on the compound wall. uh, when I came to know that somebody might have taken it, but still I did not feel anything, and even I did not expect that the weighing machine to come back. But still, I remembered one story which has been said for us when we were in Mudenhalli. There was a devotee in MP. His whole family went to they left the home and they had gone to some other place. And that night, some the thieves came and they burgled his house and they took the valuable things from his house. And he came the next day when he saw that the lot of things were missing from his house. And he stayed for that night. And the second day, the second day morning again, when he opened the door, he could see the bag in front of his house. When he checked the bag, all the things which were taken from his house, all the things were there in the bag. And even there was one small note in the bag saying that uh, there is a photo in your hall with the heads. And he came to my dream and he said to go and give back all these things to that person. So that is the reason I'm keeping all the things of whatever I've taken from your house. So this was story has been said to us when I was in Mudenhalli. So just that story, it came to my mind, but I didn't expect the weighing machine to come back. But to our utter surprise, when I got up in the next day morning, there was a weighing machine was there on my compound wall. So this shows that how Swami takes care of his devotees, even in the very small like incidents or the problems. And the another experience today I would like to share is that in 2019 I had been to Chardham. With my parents, my father and my father and mother, they had a wish to go for the Chardham. they said to me in 2018, but again the 18 I couldn't plan it. So we went to the Chardham I booked all these things in 2019. But I hope you all may be remembering in the Chardham, that is an Yamunotri, Gangotri, and Kedarnath and the Badrinath. In the Kedarnath, when I read the some of the articles, many had said that staying in the Kedarnath in the night is a very beautiful experience. So I thought to stay there because even I was not knowing whether I go for the second time to the same place or not. But when I said to my the travel agent, he said your father is already had undergone the angioplasty and he is already 73 years. So it is not advisable to stay in the Kedarnath in the night time because of the oxygen level goes down and temperature also will be in the minus. So and if anything happens, there won't be you will not be having any help. Then but that thought was going on. So one day in the before going to the sleep, I prayed to the Swami, give me the solution what I should do with this. Then in the same night I had a dream where in that dream I could see the very clearly the picture of the Kedarnath, and it was a night time and we are all staying there. So immediately this next day morning, I called to the travel agents and I said to him that I would like to stay in the Kedarnath. But again, his advice was the same. And the second thing he said to us that most of the helicopter companies which we had booked, he said they don't like an allow the passengers to those who wants to go for one day and they want to come on the second day. Usually they prefer the most of the travelers, those who wants to go the same day up and come down on the same day. So, and he said it is not even the you may not get an means you may not go through the medical examination so that you can stay there. So again, as per his advice, then I said him, okay, whatever you do it, you do it. Then we started from our journey from the Madgaon to the Haridwar. So during our journey itself, when we were off the way, I got a call from the travel agent saying that there is a problem with the government. The government is not allowing the most of the aviation companies to increase their prices. So the most of the aviation companies are not giving the service to go to the Kedarnath. And the second thing he said, most of the governments wants to most of the travel agents are booking in a bulk, and then they are selling for the higher prices. So they want every traveler or pilgrimage person, he has to book by himself, and maximum with one user ID the one can book the 4 members. So all the things you have to do by yourself. It happened in when we were almost off the way to the Haridwar. Then after the next day we reached to the Delhi, and after that it was on 17th May 2019 we reached to the Haridwar. After talking to the him, he said he cannot help because the government is not allowing. But that day there's one thing happened. In the morning before we start our journey, that was on May 17th and 2009, the travel agent called. There's one company from the Kerala, that is a Thambi Aviation. They started their service from today, so you can book them. Then he just took my phone and he opened the app and he said what to do for me. Then I booked the for 3 members. But there was one strange thing happened in that while booking. That is that just after booking, they asked for the payments, and after paying the payment, they said your booking is confirmed and you have 3 tickets. But the second thing, I was confused because they did not ask our names and there was no link with our any ID cards. But again, I received a message saying that your tickets have been booked, and I booked through the app. And after started our journey, then the first day we are gone for the Yamunotri. Even in Yamunotri, there used to be a trek for the 7 kilometers. So almost we started that day there was a strike between the police and the local people, those who uh, help the pilgrimages to go on the top with the help of the horses and the doli. So we started walking uh, from the towards the Yamunotri, which was an 7 kilometer truck. After walking for the 5 kilometers, my father started getting a breathlessness because he was a heart patient, so he couldn't walk further. And every 100 meters he started sitting. And during that time, it was around mid afternoon 12 o'clock. Just during at that moment, the locals called off their strike. They started again the service of providing the horses and doli to the pilgrimages. So we could, after completing we could complete our Yamunotri and Gangotri, and the major part was there in the Kedarnath. The day we reached there, it was on May 23rd, 2019. When we reached in the morning, when we went to the aviation company, the first after checking our my SMS, he said that one, you have done some golmaal. He was because he was thinking that I had booked through the travel agents because our names were not in that the printed copy. He had all the passengers, but only my phone number was there, and in front of that it has mentioned that 3 tickets have been booked. So he thought that one I have booked through the travel agents and I was trying to book through the bulk tickets because another two people also tried to book through my phone. So but it got rejected. Even that also had mentioned. But after talking to them with his senior, then finally he agreed for us to take to the Kedarnath. But the one thing, the very strange thing he said is that only you could able to book through the app because nobody, we don't have that service. Somebody can book through the app because one has to go book through the internet browser, and he has to mention his name and the other link, and then only he can do the payment. But even he said, I doesn't know how you could book through the app. But he agreed because of when I showed him the payment has gone through from my card, then he agreed for us to have the ride. And even we got the confirmed ride on 23rd. We are flying to the Kedarnath. Means it is just an 10 minutes service, helicopter service, and then we are staying that night in the Kedarnath, and the next 24th we are coming down. So those who go to the Kedarnath, and stay in the night, their journey starts at the afternoon 3 o'clock. So that in the 3 o'clock, the rain started coming. So the rain went on up to 5:30. There was the time where they closed all the flyings because of the poor visibility. At 5:30, he said to all of us that there is no chance of flying today. So he asked for every passenger to to go from his office and come for the second day. Then still I felt, oh, now I had a dream of staying in the night on the Kedarnath. Now the whole thing is going to change. Exactly at 5:30, the rain stopped completely. And the first trip itself, my father and my mother went to on the top of this near to the temple. And even he said and even I got an opportunity go in the second. And when I stayed in the 23rd, I could feel that what the dream I had with the uh, blessings of the Swami when I was in Goa, the same picture was there in that 23rd night in the Kedarnath. Then after the completion, we came back. So I had many experiences even during this time. If you ask me, then I had a very good time. Sometimes I had sad moments also, even the bad moments. In all the time, the one thing I felt is that Swami is there always with me. The sad moments used to really come and take care about us. And the bad moments, I say, it is mainly because of the situations in the life where we become too greedy, to anger, hatredness. When those thoughts comes to my mind, I used to forget that about the praying to the Swami. So that time he taught me the many different lessons. So I had even ups and downs, but the only thing is that the ups and downs were like before, but this time I was more relaxed because all the time I used to feel that Swami is take care whatever happens in my life. And finally, coming to the conclusion, uh, my the strongest advice for everyone is that be a part of the or be with the Samiti, San Samiti activities for the whole lifetime, because there was a one the biggest change I felt in my life, as we all are human beings staying with the family and the society. Even though we all know that spiritually that happiness is within, but the most of the times my happiness also depends upon the behavior of my the immediate family, that is the spouse and the children, then my parents, then my brothers and sisters, and then the friends, and then the society. So when I started being a part of the Samiti, all the activities, even in my family, my sisters found a lot of changes in me, and they started going to the Samiti, and even my brother-in-law started, and even though my wife she joined late, but she also started coming to be a part of the become part of the Samiti. So there I could feel that because when all these things are really taken care, then we have like an divine the happiness all the time. So the even though we do the lot of our in our families also a lot of my relatives and all the personal like a sadhana or the daily pujas, but in that one used to happen, we doesn't know whether we are in the right track or not. When we are with the Samiti, all the time we know the one thing, in what way we are traveling, and the way we are traveling, whether it's the right or wrong. And every time we have an opportunity to learn something which is always the good, and to change ourselves. With this, I conclude my session. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. I thank you for our president and state president and the vice president and all the office bearers. Thank you, one and all. Om Sri Sai Ram.
Sairam.
Sai Ram.
Om Shri Sai Ram. A loving Sai Ram to all. Indeed, it was very nice to know how fortunate Brother Ayar Patil was to experience the various Leelas, right? So whatever Leelas he experienced in his life, as we know, even Dr. Brother shared, like how his family, like the father started the Samiti in the village, how he promoted education in the village. So it was, I can say, our brother was very lucky to be born in such a family and to be part of the Swami Samiti at very young age. And as he shared his visits to Parthi and the way he enjoyed the bakery, I think we all will be missing that Parthi trip. So even our brother was even fortunate enough to be part of this prestigious Institute of Swami. And as much as I know about our brother, whenever we say to him, yeah, ask him for any seva, like brother, sir, we'll go for this seva, I will not listen no anytime. It will be always yes. He will like what time. So it was very nice to have a brother share his lovely experiences and how Swami is with him throughout his journey. And as we commence as we come to an end today's Sai Yuva Anubhuti, I would like to say Sai Ram to the state president, state vice president, to all our office bearers, the special youth, and the most beloved and loving devotees for making this session a wonderful one. Before we end, just a small announcement. Next Sai Yuva Anubhuti will be held on 14th July by Prashant from MAPSA. So I would like everyone to join for that session and listen to our brother. So I would end this program with Shanti Mantra. Om Shanti 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 Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की
जय